Dear friends, this week we'll be reading the Torah portion of Balak. And Balak talks about how the king of Moab, Balak, at that time hired Bilam, who was a prophet, a Gentile prophet, who instead of using the great powers invested by him, into him by God, his great spiritual powers, to be able to bring more goodness to humanity, used it just to enrich himself and to be able to allow others to hurt people through his powers. He was hired to curse the Jewish people and get rid of these Jews who many of the people around already were anti-Semitic to and couldn't stand. And what happened was, when he came, instead of cursing the Jews, every time he looked at the Jews from the hilltops and all around, he was just overwhelmed with their incredible qualities, which didn't allow him to curse the Jews, but he ended up blessing the Jews. And we know that within these blessings that Bilam gave, we learn more about who we are than some of the other times where the Torah extols the Jews. Out of the mouth of our greatest enemy, we learned about our greatness and our true qualities. And this has been true throughout history. From our worst moments, from our enemies, we have learned our great value. This Shabbat is the 17th of Tammuz. We fast for the destruction of the temple. Through the destruction and why they worked so hard, our enemies, the Babylonians and the Romans, to destroy our temple, we understand what kind of a value we had in the temple. And one of the things that Bilam says and talks about is that though Moab was scared that the Jewish people would destroy him, now he says it's not going to happen now. But one day the Jewish people will conquer the world, and not conquer in the way that all other conquerors have done, is to destroy their enemy, but in a way of transformation. They will conquer the evil that exists in the world, and they will transform the world to be good. And he's talking about something that will happen in the future when Mashiach will come. He was giving a prophecy of thousands of years in advance. What was he trying to say? What was the message he was telling Balak, why he will not overcome the Jews? And the answer is that the quality he was talking about is that the Jewish people are not only driven to survive and to make it through their life and perhaps leave a little legacy to their family, to their children, or to the immediate future after they pass on, everyone individually. But the Jewish people always were driven by something deeper, no less than to transform the world, to bring the world to its true place of being a beautiful, perfect world. And every generation has toiled, not just for what they need, not only for their children immediately after them, but for the future of the world. We're here working on God's project. We're here working on a much greater project than ourselves or our immediate family, but it's none less than the world itself, which we all play a role in transforming the world. And this is how important it is for us to remember that every day when we wake up and we go out to do things in the world, we're not just trying to feed ourselves and our family, we're not just trying to enjoy life or even do something good. We are trying to make a difference that will affect the entirety of humanity today, but also from the past and the future as well. And it's all in our hands. Every one of us has that power to transform the world. Adam was created alone, not in multiples, not a colony of people, even though everything else was created in multiples, because one person, by doing the right thing and thinking about how they're not serving themselves but we're serving something greater, can be part of that transformation. Be part of that transformation. Think of what you can do in the next 3 weeks when we contemplate the destruction of the temple, what we can do to rebuild the next temple through our actions, our behaviors, our thoughts, and it will happen. You and I, each one of us will help make that happen, and may it be quickly in our days with the coming of Mashiach and the rebuilding of the third temple. So God bless you all. God loves every one of us. I love you all. And I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, peaceful Shabbat. But let's remember, transformation is in our hands. Shabbat candlelighting time in Montreal is 8:19 p.m.